Hi viewer, once more. In our today's lesson, we want to look at algebraic equation. In this particular case, we want to solve the algebraic equation of the form y squared plus 2y over y cubed minus y squared minus 6y equals to a quarter. In this kind of an equation, you can be able to realize that there are common terms here. For example, the y has repeated in the numerator and the denominator. We can start therefore by ensuring that we first of all factorize so that we remove the excess of the y. In that case, we can be able to start with the numerator y into, here it will remain to be y plus 2, the y here on the outside, and the denominator here, if we remove one y, we'll end up having a y squared here minus y minus 6 for that case, and therefore they are equivalent to a quarter. This y here at the top and the bottom here can be cancelled here, and therefore by y1 by y1 we end up having now our equation as y plus 2 over y squared minus y minus 6, and this is equivalent to a quarter for that case. You can be able to now realize that we are left with an algebraic expression below here which is quadratic in nature, and that means we can be able to factorize it so that we look into it if it can be able to ensure that it cancels with the numerator. First of all, by simplifying the left hand side before we head into the equation on the right hand side, and for that case, therefore, the denominator we factorize the denominator, which is y squared minus y minus 6. In that order, you realize that the expression here has been written in the form ay squared plus by plus c. For that particular case, our product here is the product of a times c, and when we look into our expression here, for a is 1 times for c is negative 6, leaving us with negative 6, and the sum is b, which is the center here, and therefore looking into our equation we are having negative 1. Considering the factors for the two, for negative 1 and negative 6, you can easily pick these two, 2 and 3, for which case here is when we multiply the 2 gives us negative 6, and when we add they give us negative 1. That means the bigger number should be bearing the negative for this case. For us to add gives us negative 1, and when we multiply gives us a negative 6. We can be able to expand now our negative y into 2 and negative 3 as y squared, and therefore plus 2y minus 3y minus 6. Isolating the terms like this, which are common in nature or close to each other, gives us now that we isolate y on the outside, barely means factorization, and therefore y inside plus 2, and then put a minus here, remain with 3 on the outside, but on the inside y. But now because of the negative on the outside of the bracket, this negative here becomes a positive, and therefore here we place 2, which is remaining, if we remove 3 on the outside in that order. We are therefore can be able to factorize our equation into now y now minus 3, picking this one and this one which are on the outside of the bracket, and therefore pick one which remains between the two as now a factorized algebraic expression of this y squared minus y minus 6. For this case, we can now be able to go back to our equation as y plus 2 over now y minus 3, and then y plus 2, and then put in the equal sign a quarter. For the two equations that you realize here, you can easily notice that there are common aspects here of y plus 2 and y plus 2. So divide the 2 by itself here, one by itself there, another one, and therefore you realize we end up having 1 on top and y minus 3 below, and this is equivalent to a quarter. For this case, we can now be able to now bring in the a quarter by doing a cross multiplication of the 2, so that this term here will go with 1, and then 1 here will go with 4. Therefore, y minus 3 times 1, this one, and then equal to 1 times 4. You realize here will remain just y minus 3, and on the other side it will remain to be 4. For that case, we can therefore be able to take our negative 3 on the other side, and when it jumps the equal sign, it becomes positive, so that y here will be equivalent to 4 now plus 3, and therefore you end up having y equals to 7. For this case, this is what we term as solving. You have been able to solve this particular algebraic equation as to be y equals to 7, and therefore this gives the solution to y, which is the variable, as 7. Thanks for watching. If you want to get more of this, ensure you hit the subscription button below so that you can be able to be subscribed. Also ensure to hit the thumbs up to ensure that I know that we are doing well. Thank you. Have a good day.